Hello, my name's Stephen Kohler from stephenkohler.com, and I thought today I would share another little Ikebana how-to video with you. Today I have this beautiful Madoka container, and I have two kenzons in here, and today we're going to be doing a Keisha-kei, the slanting style arrangement using 3 different materials. So today for our subject and secondary group, I have some beautiful foxtail fern. And then for our object group, I have some beautiful little mums here. And then for the filler, in between the two groups, I have a beautiful white Lisianthus. So let's begin. First, I have my subject stem. And the subject stem is the width plus the height of the container, plus a little bit to help it stretch out and over the edge of the container. The subject leans down 70 degrees to the front and then swings to the outside edge 45 degrees. And we put it in this front kenzon in the corner here and let it slant out very, very beautifully. And I'm going to make sure the top here is pointing up. We always want the top to be pointing up so it looks happy, it feels Genki, we say in Japanese. So that looks nice. And then after we insert in our subject, the shushi, next we're going to insert in our secondary, the fukushi. And this goes in the rear kenzon, the kenzon in the back. And it's about half the length of our subject, and it's inserted in the back corner. And it extends out to the side, out over here to the side. So we have created a very beautiful space between these two, creating a large area for our arrangement. Next, we're going to insert in the chukandaka, the tall subject secondary filler. Because this is reaching out to the side, we also need a little bit of height to show off this reaching out to the side. So here I have a stem, and it's a little less than the length of our subject. I don't want it to be the same length, because if I do that, then it will look like it's the subject and I won't know which stem is our main branch. So this needs to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to insert this in the rear back kenzon, and it's going to lean forward slightly, and also, there we go, it's going to lean forward slightly and also lean a little bit to the outside edge. So let me insert that in, making sure it's looking nicely up, leaning forward. And now we have a little bit of height. This height will help to show off the stretching out to the side. So that's very, very beautiful. And as you can see now, it's not so long that it overpowers my subject, which is also very, very important. Next, I'm going to insert in a low subject filler to help support this stem. This stem is going out to the side and there's nothing underneath it, so it might feel a little heavy. It might feel like it's falling down. So we take a stem about half the length and insert it in below our subject stem. If I can insert it in, there we go. And this is below the stem and it's smaller, so it helps feel like it's holding our subject stem up, which is very beautiful. Next, we're going to insert in our beautiful chrysanthemum, and this is our object. And the object is 1/2 the length of our subject. It's going to be inserted in the front kenzon, and it bends down 50 degrees to the front and then swings to the opposite side of the subject 30 degrees. So let me insert this in, make sure that looks right. There we go. 50 and then out to the edge 30 degrees. So something like that looks very nice. We always want the object to be taller than our subject. The subject leans down 70 degrees and our object leans down 50 degrees. So this needs to be taller. So something like this looks very nice. Next, I'm going to add a low object filler. And I have an open space here that I need to fill up to make my arrangement feel whole, feel very full, feel very beautiful. So I have a small stem here, and it's about half the length of my object, and I'm going to insert it in between the object and the low subject filler there. Insert that in and let it lean down to the front below my object. and I want it to lean below the object. Let me move that up a little bit, sorry. There we go. We want it to be below the object, so we have a line movement going down and then back up. And that creates movement within the arrangement and makes it feel soft. So something down low like that looks very nice. Next, I'm going to insert in one of my filler stems of this beautiful Lisianthus. It's a white color. And today this white is very strong. White is a strong color, so I'm going to use this short. I could use this a little longer, but today because it's white, I'm going to use it short behind our low filler there and insert that in there, and I think that looks nice. And then we have our tall object filler. This is 2/3 the length of our object. It's inserted in near that object group. So I have 3 beautiful stems there, and it's behind our filler here, which looks very nice. Next, I have a tall filler stem. This has a slight curve in it, and showing that curve off will be very beautiful. So I would not want to put it straight in like this where I can't see anything. Turning it a little to the side to show off that curve gives it movement and brings out the beauty of the stem. And I'm going to insert this in the back kenzon and let it lean slightly forward, making sure that curve is being shown off very nicely. Okay, now I have one more stem of this foxtail fern. Between my subject and the secondary, I have a very large, wide open space, which is very nice, but there's nothing here, so that makes it feel a little open, too much open. So I have a short stem here that I'm going to insert in, and today, this stem, I'm going to let it come up a little bit. This stem could also go out to the side, or it could come up, and I think today, coming up looks nice, so something like that looks good. Now we have one more stem. With our white filler here, I want to make a mountain shape. I have something low, high, and now I want something low in the back where it's just peeking out. You can just see it a little bit, and that looks very, very nice. When I insert that in, my back kenzon, I can see a little bit. I can see the corner of it, and I want to cover that up. So I have a leaf from the Lisianthus stem, and I'm going to insert that in down here and let it look like it's part of this flower, but it extends out to the side and helps to cover up the corner here, which is very important. When I cover up the corner, that makes the arrangement feel a little bit more complete. I'm going to spin this around real quick to make sure it looks okay, because I've done it from the back. I want to make sure it looks good. This flower's a little down too far, so I'm going to reinsert. Make sure everything looks nice. He's leaning a little too far, so pull him up just a little bit more. Even insert him in just a little bit. There we go, that looks nice. My tall filler stem here, leaning down a little bit too much. Pull that up, ooh, that looks nice. And I need to make sure this stem is also a little bit more towards the front. That looks good. And now my secondary here, I'm going to rearrange so I can see it a little bit better, and this looks very nice. So here we have a Keisha-kei, the slanting style arrangement from the Ohara school using 3 different materials. If you're interested in learning more about Ikebana, I have some videos at stephenkohler.com. We start out from the very basics, working our way up to the more advanced styles like this, using large containers with many different materials. I hope you enjoyed this short little introduction, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.